What's kind of an unusual bait that you might think about to throw during a shad spawn, but works really, really good? Hey, boys and girls, I pushed the envelope. I got a little deal on my iPhone that said that it's going to start raining in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. A light rain starting in approximately 5 minutes. And I thought, I'll roll the dice on that. I will go walk down to the dock and I will just roll. I'll do today's catch of the day on that, and I'll just walk down to the dock and roll the dice and see what happens. And because I thought, even washing my truck doesn't make it rain anymore. We get such little amount of rain. The other day, my daughter got 7.6 inches at her house. We got 0.3 tenths at ours. I'm just not living right. God's punishment here at the Eagle. Okay, we're looking at Romans 3:23. Romans 3:23. This is a very, very important one. All have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. Didn't say most of us. 99.8, 70%, 76%. All have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. Here's what I wrote in our Catch a Better Life book. If you're not subscribed to the Catch of the Day channel, hit that subscribe button right now and get on there. We got over 20,000 people of the greatest people in the world on there that you're going to become friends with. I've heard it said 1,000,000 times. We all have. Don't catch them all. Don't catch them all. However, when Carl Lawrence invented the little green box, the very first depth finder ever, I told my dad, now, Dad, I'm going to catch them all. I'm going to catch them all. Of course, Dad said, no, you're not going to catch them all. Of course, I never did. Even now, with the amazing advance in electronics, you know what? I still can't catch them all. Even though we can see and we can identify each individual fish. Isn't that amazing? And I mean, I've seen bass over 15 pounds on my Garmin live scope that I couldn't get to bite. I've had some of those fish run at my bait and not strike it. But God, because it stopped raining, but God, sure enough, has caught us all sinning. That's right. God has caught us all sinning. Each and every single one of us, each and every single solitary day. Can I tell you? God is watching right now, and He'll witness every sin that you and I commit today. You reckon that's just got to break God's heart to see you and I commit those sins? I know I'd like to do a lot of things that affect God as He watches me today. One of the things I don't want to do is break His heart. Well, what hope do we have anyway? What hope do we have when we're going to sin and God's going to find out about it the moment we commit it? Well, we really have no hope without Jesus. But with Jesus, we have all the hope in the world. All the hope in the world, no matter what sins we committed in the past, no matter how grievous, no matter what sins you and I commit today or you and I commit tomorrow, Jesus will cover and has already covered every single sin for us. The way I understand it, I'm not a theologian, I'm not a preacher. The way I see it, God has already covered those sins. And when we commit a sin today, God's not going to see it. God's not going to see it because God's already paid the price for that sin. He's already covered that sin. God doesn't have to look on it. We don't have to break God's heart because Jesus Christ has covered our sins. Here's our tip for today, and it's a good one. It's really a different one than you might suspect. Try a white frog early in the morning during a shad spawn. That's right. The fish are not feeding on frogs. They're feeding on shad, but they're up around stuff that you can throw a frog around very well. The grass, where you got matted grass like we have here, and you got shad spawning in there. Those shad are up sparkling, and they're little bitty tiny things. Here comes that big old frog coming across the top of that water, around the sides of boat docks, up in boat docks. You can throw it anywhere because it just bounces off of stuff and doesn't hang up unless it gets wrapped up, and you catch a lot of fish on it. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one today. If you got a shad spawn going in on your area, it's going to only happen the first hour or two after daylight. So get out there early and whack them. And remember, I sure do love you.